life in general. So in 2026, man, there are people living in storage units, and it got to a dire situation where ultimately people have no place to stay. So many factors against them. If they had multiple evictions, if they had anything on their credit that just kind of deters like potential leasing offices to even rent to them, people are resorting to living in storage units, and that's unfortunate. All of us have growing pains trying to figure life out, and a lot of us probably made mistakes along the way. But if it's something that's on your credit report, it's a little more unforgiving. So I got a few clips. Check out these videos and I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
Now to a sign of the housing crisis. People are turning storage units into living quarters. Boston Inspectional Services and police, though, are shutting down this dangerous situation. WBZ's Julie McDonald is live tonight in Boston with the changes underway. Julie?
Well, Liam, they told WBZ, a nearby business, that it was everyone who had been living here was offered to be taken to nearby shelters. I did speak with a couple who has been living here. They were seen leaving, their arms filled with bags, walking away from what's been home for a year. How long have you been living here?
About a year.
Jose Rivera and his wife, just two of those, made to move out Wednesday from the storage unit on Mass Ave. He says they'd sleep there during the day and take off at night.
You're supposed to leave after 10 o'clock, right? So we do. We leave before 10 o'clock.
Inspectional Services was there Tuesday and found several units being used as living spaces, complete with curtains, coolers, food, and even electrical extension cords.
I've called and I've made many complaints about it.
Jamal Herring spends hundreds of dollars every month storing his belongings. Every time he visits the unit, he can't believe what he sees.
And you go in there near the bathroom and it's a long line out there, like people getting up, waiting to go to work or something.
He and others familiar with the area say this has been going on for years.
I mean, I know from years ago, people used to sleep across the street in the U-Haul vans. People break into anywhere to sleep. People do whatever they can to get by.
Living in a storage unit. I used to work at a storage facility, being that student loans are going to have to probably be repaid soon, and 50-50, if you get that waiver of $10,000 to $20,000, your living situation may change drastically. That is why I am doing this. Step 1, be a ghost. Don't be seen by employees or tenants, or be seen as little as possible.
So we got to have a conversation about how bad this country has gotten for young people. Because I seen something here on TikTok that was pretty shocking, but it made a lot of sense. And from what I'm hearing, there are many young people doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know what's happening around this country. And this is a straight survival tactic, because if the rent is high, the food is high, the gas is high, just life is high, right? But the wages are not keeping pace and allowing people to have a living wage. So what young people are doing right now, and this is going to shock you, they're living in storage units. There is a huge group of people that are saving a lot of money by living in a storage unit. And they said they're only paying $150 a month, right? And in that storage unit, they have access to power, they have access to water, a clean restroom, and they're saying that it's climate control. So if it's cold outside, the heater's on in there. If it's hot outside, the AC is on in it. So it's a climate controlled inside storage unit. So I don't know if you guys have seen that video on here, but the guy has the boxes stacked up on the edge of his storage, where he walks around. Then he has his couch, you know, a little place to cook, they have a little electric generator. But just the fact that the youth cannot survive in this economy in America is pretty shocking. And it's something that whoever, you know, takes the position of leadership in this country, they need to really pay attention to, just what Americans are going through, because it's not just young people, it's anyone who makes under $174,000 a year. If you're not making 174 plus, especially if you have kids, you're suffering right now. You're not doing good in this country. So that is a crazy number, because it can be two parents combined, and they won't bring home or make that amount. You know, so when the bar has been raised that high, people are living off credit. People are stressed out. Their mental states are on edge. That's why you're seeing a lot of road rage and everything going through this country, because people are on edge because they're running out of money.
I thought I was playing. Kitchen appliances setting up. It's dinner on, bro. Dust going up here. My door do close and do lock. Bro.
I hope that man that got in here talking about he's living in a storage facility because it's cheaper is telling a lie. Now, granted, he might be onto something because rent is, but in the social media world full of toxic investigators, he's bound to be found out and put out. And I have questions about the facility, because how are they never seeing this man and his girl on camera? Like, he's sprinting up and down the hallway doing handstands, going on dates in the storage unit. Something's not adding up. But if something is adding up, I need to know what facility he's staying at, because the way rent is increasing around here. I'm just kidding, but do you guys think he got on here and made up a story for social media? Or do you think he's actually living in that facility and he just hasn't been found out yet?
I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise. I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit. It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want, stay here as long as I need to. We can take naps if we need to and go to sleep. So this is our living space. Very, very grateful to have this space. The next goal is to get an RV. The next goal after that, tiny home. And if we want to eat, I just cook right out front. Or we'll just prepare something cold inside of the unit. Sandwiches, a lot of times we make salad. If we want to get power, we use our power bank. They also have power here, so we can charge our power bank. Me and my baby will live here as long as we need to until we get the shelter that we want. Because we're living here, now we can save up more money to get what we really want. We're in it for the long haul.
Yo, you good in there? Yeah, I'm just moving things around. What you mean you're moving things around? Yo, can't be sleeping in here, bro. It's a storage facility. Bro, you're disturbing my workplace. Nah, bro, you can't sleep here, bro.
If you're new here, hi, I'm Carly, I'm 25, and currently I'm living out of a storage unit with no home base and running my 5-year business out of the storage unit.
Can you live in a storage unit? Let's talk about it. With rent and housing prices these days, we understand why people are looking for cheaper solutions. Here's the reality. Living in a storage unit isn't legal and it's not safe either. Storage units don't have running water, electricity, or proper ventilation. All things you need for a safe living space. They're also not in property zoning areas where residential use is allowed. So please don't attempt to live in a unit. You could potentially face eviction, fines, or worse.
So there you have it. You got quite a few different perspectives, and just looking at everything that's going on, people are definitely normalizing like living in vans, living in tents, living in storage units, because it's to the point where people just have no other option. So when life gives you lemons, you gotta make lemonade. You know, leave a comment down below if you are in this predicament, or if you know somebody that's in this predicament, and just share a little bit of your story. All right, I appreciate you listening to what I gotta say, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.